Selling has never been harder. I get it. Anxiety and stress is at an all-time high. In fact, the Institute of Stress says that 96% of the people out there are under stress. Maybe you're watching the news, for heaven's sakes. They have a lot of negativity about that, telling you about the high interest rates, how the market is shifting, how homes are not for sale, how nobody's buying, car sales are down. It doesn't matter what sales you're in. People are feeding you with negativity. As a former CEO of a company that generated over $500 million, I want to help you. I want to share the secrets that I learned over that time period that will help make you a better salesperson using the 7-step program. The first step is building rapport. Have you ever been around somebody that they speak very slow? I mean, it about drives you crazy. And yet, if you talk very fast and they're talking slow and you keep talking fast, well, you're not building rapport either. So we've got to mirror and match people. You mirror and match them in ways of tonality and rate of speech and in body movement. Maybe sometimes even using the same words that they use. Tony Robbins even says that to build rapport, you should match their breathing. Now, I think that's going a little bit too far, yet if it works, hey. In essence, building a rapport to where they feel comfortable, even asking them to tell you their story. Now, number 2. We've got to qualify them. We qualify by asking questions. For example, when you go to a doctor and you hurt your leg, he doesn't go, "Why'd you hurt your leg?" He asks, "How did you hurt your leg? What is it feeling like? Where is the pain at?" He has you point to the pain. He asks many, many questions before he dives into what he's going to think and what he's going to say. Prescription without diagnosis is malpractice. You're asking questions so you can diagnose what's happening and how you can help them. And if this sale really does make sense for them. Because it's always about your customer. It's always about the client making the decision that will be good for them. When you miss this step of qualifying, you're going to have so many objections. Your back is going to be up against the wall. So ask questions. It's better to ask too many. Because see, when you allow your person, the client, to talk 80% of the time and you're talking 20% of the time, that's how qualifying should be. This is part of building trust. When they feel understood, you're not going to be that slimy salesperson that just wants to make a sale that has commission breath. You're going to come across as a valued, trusted advisor. And that's what you want to be, an advisor that helps them make great decisions. Now we want to build value. Value about what you offer, your uniqueness. Because see, each and every one of us have a gift. We have something to offer that no one else has. Maybe it's something within your company. Maybe it's something that your team does. Maybe it's something that you do or your product offers. We want to build the value for them. And it's coupled with those questions. You may think it's valuable because it gives you more time back, yet they may think it's valuable because of what it will do for their family. This is why we have to qualify. And when we qualify, we start building value around things that they find important. That's the way that you, your product, your company makes sense to them. The 4th step is to create desire. Desire within them to have a future that includes you. It includes your product. It includes what you have to offer. See, that desire, if there's no desire, then why would they move forward? It's kind of like we start with pain and take them towards pleasure. They may think, product's nice, I don't really need it. Because they believe that where they're at right now is just a great place and they can put up with it. That's why there's so many average people in the world. They're willing to put up with where they're at. They get stuck. And we as salespeople, we build that desire so they get out of that and they rise above where they're at, always becoming more. Now, the way that we can build desire is to find out what it is that they're missing. We create a gap. So when I speak about the gap, I'm talking about here's where they are and here's where they desire to be. That's why they're speaking with you as a salesperson, whether it's to buy a home or the product that you're selling, whatever it is, here's where they are and here's where they desire to be. That gap has to be filled with desire by you. You fill it with desire by painting a picture of the future without what you offer and then the future with what you offer. And find out from them through questioning, what does it mean to them to have this product? What will it ultimately do for them? And you may have to ask those 2 questions over and over and over again. Now, you'll feel very unusual. In fact, you may be a little bit hesitant to ask it more than once. Yet you can ask it up to 3 times. And each time, people do not realize you're asking the same question. Yet it goes deeper and deeper and deeper. Why is that important to you? What will that do for you? Why is that important to you? What will it do for you? Why is that important to you? And ultimately, what will that do for you? And by the 3rd time, you have so much desire building inside of their mind that the next step is going to be very easy to go into. The next step is overcoming objections. And you may be saying, that's not easy. I don't want objections. Well, hey, as long as you're getting objections, you're still in the game. I call that the sport of selling. In fact, I love it. When I'd go on appointments and there were no objections, it was like, darn, I'm missing out on the fun. When you have objections, it may be because you didn't do the previous steps well enough. Always think about objections as you're still in the game. They still like you. They're still thinking about going with you if you're selling services or buying your product. Either way, you're still in the game as long as they keep objecting. Now it's up to you to know what to say to handle those objections. So for example, I want to think it over. What specifically do you need to think over? They're not going to think about you once you walk away. They've got other things to do. They've got dinner, they've got family, they've got work, they've got emails, they've got texts. Maybe they say something like it's too expensive. Well, I wouldn't say it back to them, yet in our mind we already know it's too expensive only if you can't afford it. So you feed it back like a question, like, too expensive? I do understand, yet let's look at what it is that you will obtain. Now, always appreciate where they're at. When you have an objection, you don't go back in telling them how they're wrong, for heaven's sakes. That would be like somebody putting their hand up and you push against it, they're gonna push right back. What we wanna do is say, I can appreciate how you feel. I understand what you're saying. Wow, I'd have that same frustration too. And then go into handling the objections. So now let's go into the close section. The main thing we desire here is for them to say, yes, I want to do business with you. Let's say they tell you the timing isn't right. Then you isolate that by saying, well, if the timing was right, would I be the person that you would choose to move forward with? If they say yes, you've isolated the objection. If they say no, I can guarantee you missed one of the first steps. When they buy into you, you are their trusted advisor. You are an integral part in their decision making, and that can go on forever. You can become their trusted advisor for one sale, or for 10, or for their entire family for generations to come. It's totally what you do after you close, because the next step is to follow up. And that follow up, I believe you need to do it often. Once a month, once a quarter, at least once a year. Have a client appreciation day where maybe you take everybody to the movies or to a baseball game, or you have a pancake breakfast, whatever it is. You're doing something for your clients, yet you're always calling, not constantly asking for referrals. Call to find out what's happening in their family. Is there any other decisions you can help them with? Do you know that, hey, they just had a baby or their son just graduated from college? Are you keeping in touch with them? Maybe on social media you have to touch bases to find out what's going on. So never think that you're too busy to follow up. Hire somebody else to do it if you can't do it yourself, because that follow-up will lead to referrals and more business where you can become their trusted advisor. By the way, as a salesperson, if you think you're gonna go in and make a sale each and every time, well, you might think again. You're gonna make mistakes. Then you learn from those mistakes. You learn a better way. So don't ever beat yourself up when you make a mistake. Just learn from it and move forward yourself. These 7 steps have been given to you so you can become a highly effective salesperson, someone that is adding value to other people daily, becoming the trusted advisor of more and more people because of the referrals that you receive. Because see, you're always adding value. We are paid in direct proportion to the service that we give. If you want more access to resources, accountability, coaching, training, click the link below and you'll be added to our wait list for our community. My goal is to help you become the greatest salesperson, even better than you ever thought possible. I've done it for others, I can do it for you.